Okay, so we've kind of covered all all the tags that we need to look at. There's only one left, which is the image tag. And what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to create a space down here. I'm going to put another horizontal rule, and inside this space we're gonna add an image tag. Now, an image is an inline tag and starts with img. It is a self-closing tag, which we can just do this. In fact, technically I don't even think we need that final closing. I think HTML5 did away with it. We're going to have a source. Now, we're going to do opening and closing quotation marks. We're also going to have an alt property and attribute. And we can also set a width and a height. We're going to fill these in. We're going to look at these individually. Now, the source attribute. Let's get back to this. Wherever you save your index.html file, wherever this file is saved, you have to reference relative to this file where that image is saved. Now, my file is currently saved on the desktop. I'm going to use this image on the desktop to insert into my web page. Now, because this file and that image are saved in the same location, I can literally just type the name of the image. So, headshot.jpg. Now, you will need to know the image type. I know this is a JPEG image. As I click save, and I go and I refresh my browser, wowzers, it comes on there and it puts a huge image of me on there, which we don't want, because that's just scary and like small children are crying. So what we want to do is we want to limit the size of it, because it's a massive image. We're going to say that we want the width to be it's kind of a portrait picture, so the width is going to be slightly more narrow, so we're going to say 75 pixels, and the height we're going to say 100 pixels. So as we save this and we go back to our browser and we refresh it, we're going to see that this now comes down considerably smaller. And the other thing as well we can do is, this might not work. I've got a sneaky feeling this isn't going to work, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to use the center tag, and fingers crossed. Look, I've done it again. Let's center. For those of you that have like jumped in halfway through, I missed the forward slash from my closing center tags, and it completely threw me off, and it took me 2 videos to figure it out. So fingers crossed this is actually going to center my image. Fingers crossed. Boom. Now, this is a really nice feature, and the reason why I said I was a little bit unsure whether or not this was going to work is because many years ago, I'm saying many years ago, not that long back actually, before HTML5, it was difficult to center images. You had to do some really funky CSS to get your images centered. It wasn't a very nice thing. Well, centering images and centering things wasn't very user-friendly in HTML. This makes it brilliant, and I must admit, it saves you so much time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this, so that to start. I'm going to headshot. Okay, there's no headshot image out there, so this isn't actually going to display anything. So as I go back to the browser, this is just going to. Oh, we've got a broken image link, and it tells us we've got a broken image. However, the size of the image is saved, but we want, it's not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some alt text, and I'm just going to put my mugshot into there. So when I click save, I'm going to refresh this. We've got my mugshot, which comes up on here, which is like a bit of a placeholder text. The other benefit of the alt text is if somebody's partially sighted or visually impaired, they may be using a screen reader, and as the web page comes down to this bit, it's going to look at this. It's going to get to the image, and they're not going to be able to see the image anyway. But it's going to come to this, and it's going to read out my mugshot. It's going to say picture my mugshot, and it's basically going to put some stuff into there. Now, as we correct it and we go back to our web page and we refresh it, the text disappears. However, the screen reader will still read the text. Now, what we want to do is we also want to look at some relative positioning. Now, you may not be questioned about this within the exam, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder on here, and I'm just going to call this pics or pic, and I'm going to copy headshot into pic. Now, traditionally in web pages, it's known as it'd be an images folder. So if I go to the browser and I just refresh the browser, it's now vanished because it's not in that location. What I need to do is I need to come into here and I need to type pic with a /, and this tells me you're looking in a folder called pic, and inside the folder called pic there is an image, a JPEG image called headshot. So as I save it and I refresh this, the image comes back, and it's now found that image and it puts it back onto our page. Those are the main things that you need to understand about the image tag, and we've kind of covered everything that you're going to need to know for the WJEC Unit 2 exam over the course of all these videos. Go back through, learn the tags. You don't need to worry about the style stuff too much, so don't worry about that. The rest of it you kind of do need to know. So go back through, watch the videos a couple of times, get familiar with the tags and what they do, because I've got a sneaky feeling they will ask you to explain, maybe explain what they do. The specification says design, write, test and refine HTML pages using the following tags. They may ask you to recreate a web page and you will have to stick some of these in. I would expect to see the HR tag. I would expect them to want you to stick an image in there and put some list. Basically replicate what we've done. They will give you a template and ask you to replicate it. Any other queries or issues, you can come and see me in class.